Morning all, chocker freezation here. I've not been doing nothing, been busy. The plants all fell off the wall, so MC Products have made some supports. I've put them on and we need to put some rails along there, so I've been busy with that. Absolute chocker freezation out here this morning. Let's get in the good spot. I bought a material trolley, put that together. That looks normal. Oh, heating drawer broken. A warming drawer in there, like 500 quid, so I'm going to have to fix that. 500 quid, and the little bit that's gone, the marked X on the spot, we checked it with the meter, so I've got to I've ordered a piece, I'd take that off, desolder it. I've got a desoldering gun, which I could do all day. So I've got to desolder it, resolder it. We've got a paint booth going on here because it's freezing. So it's just a little bit warmer in here, and we're just painting up a taper turn attachment. Been busy with the drills. We'll have a look at that. I was drilling some stainless steel, and my normal drills were getting a bit fed up with it, so I bought some split point drills and I had to sharpen them using the split point attachment for the ZB22, and I had to make a set of bushes for all the different size drills, so it was a bit of a chew on. And I made a box for them through the back here. This is the job we're about to do, but I went to B&Q and we've now got pull-out shelves, which makes life a lot easier, particularly for the heavyweight stuff. That drawer weighs a ton, so now I can just pull it out, quickly grab a piece of whatever, and we're back in. So there's been a fair old bit of stuff going on. Right, what's the plan today? Hold up. So, when you go to the dentist and they put a sucker in your mouth and suck all the goop out, they're using these suction tube like things. Larger one for high volume, smaller one for the low volume, and they come up, push fit into a manifold. So this is the umbilical, basically, and the problem is these end pieces are forever snapping the tube and coming off, and because it's so short, you quite often see them clogged up with glue. Actually, the smaller ones don't have that problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make an adapter like that one that I put into the end with epoxy resin. So far so good, but of course they come in two different sizes, so that's a 1 degree taper on there. That's just about right. but would be that we've got two different sizes of pipe. So this one will be for this diameter pipe. I'll make another one for a different diameter. While I'm at it, I'll make some little end plugs, because of course new suction tips don't fit in this design of holder, so we'll just make a little bush adapter that goes in, pushes nice and tight. There's an O-ring in here and just sits in there. Interestingly, it doesn't go in that one, so there's slight variation on size. So I'm going to make another adapter. We're in. That's got to be a push fit, so it doesn't fall out. So it doesn't fall out in the patient mouth. While I'm at it, on these smaller sizes, these little suction tips fit into these white bushes, and when they come as standard, weirdly, they don't really go in that far. You can see it's, well, you might not be able to see, but anyway, it's not going in that far, and they're a bit prone to falling out. So I can ream those out. Now that's coming through all the way to the end. That's not coming out anytime soon. So I've got a few of those white bushes I'll ream out, and I might make a matching bush so that we get rid of those white plastic bits and just have it all looking the same. Oh, bought a piece of delrin from eBay, so we'll make it out of that on the lathe. I do have a plan. That's my plan. The drills, I showed you I made some bushes. So I bought some split point drills, which were great at drilling holes in stainless. But I had to make a series of bushes so that when I'd given them a right good old thrashing, I could resharpen them. I could shorten this face a little bit. So it's a little bit frustrating. But on the grinder you have to have a bush for each size drill. So I've done 0.5 millimeter increments, and I can do split points and I can do prismatic points. So there we go. Right, onward to the lathe. Okay, so we're spinning up in the lathe. Hit the loud button. Face it off. So that finishes fine for me. I'll come out of there, move that out of the way, we'll poke a hole in it. to length. Upper size again, so I'm on a 31/64 drill, and this time I'm going to 600. Oh, I'll tell you what I did. Just put a little bit of oil on just to lubricate that a little bit. So going to 600. So that's got to fit in there, which is fine, and I've got to cut a lip to fit the inside of that housing there. That's up 100 thousandths deep. Alright, so I'm going to bore that now. I need to take about 20 odd thousandths out to 600 deep. Tends to be a little bit wider up by the hilt. It is lovely using a soft material, but the material disappears at high speed when you're working it. Now, yep, mind your ears. Let's just measure that. So I'm going to fiddle around and get this to go to full length into that. Okay, so I've just kissed this shoulder and I'm happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is just take a fine skim just off the overall width. Right, so we're fitting good. We're going to part it off. But while I'm at it, I'll just make a little mark about there, so I know where to put the taper when I'm doing the taper. About there, so I'll hit reverse and we'll see if we can lock this off. And let it break away. that should be about it. And here's the fun part of cutting something soft. You can do it quickly. And the quicker you cut it, the smoother the finish you get. Crazy, isn't it? Right, I've got to have a think now. Yep, got it. I've put this on a 1 degree taper going this way. So what I'll be doing is putting a taper into this and having a diameter that I can slip this over. So it's about 750, so we don't have too much to take off. So I'm just getting a diameter here, feeding it through. Okay, so that is only a 1 degree taper, but that's absolutely fine. That's rocking up real tight there. Gives plenty of grip on that pipe. I'll chamfer the end a little bit, and then I'll take a little bit out of the central board, just open it up a little bit to try and maximise, you know, it's restricting the bore, so I want to maximise that. Right. We had a bit more meat on the bone than the other one, because the other one we'd bored the outside for a smaller pipe. So I've taken that to 7/16. We've that's a real nice push friction fit in there. The internal bore is similar to what the internal bore already was. That's 7/16. I drilled it out a bit more. We can araldite that end in there. So my work here is done. I'm going to glue this together. I've now got two different size heads for two different size of pipes. We've put a bit of electrician's tape, epoxy onto that shoulder, and just put a 10mm thread bar just to hold it together while it all glues up. So that should set off. So we've had that clamped up, we've put epoxy in there. It didn't quite sit down properly, but anyway, never mind. So that's being clamped up. There are slight variations, just didn't sit down, that one. Anyway, there's slight variations in the sizes of these two, slight variations in the size of the pipe. That's a good tight fit. It won't go on there at all. So variations in pipe diameter, variations in the size of the manifold, of the variations in the size of the suction head. This part sits in a manifold, so this diameter has to be basically narrower than that. But basically we're in, and it wasn't just, you know, I've fiddled around with it and got it right. that was the rough plan that I came up with in order to make it. Next up, I'm going to make a push-in adapter in the same way for one of these white tips, and I know that that one is that size. So this is for the large bore suction. I'll make one for that, so to get a tight sliding fit for the white tips, and then I'll make one for the low volume, the narrow bore, to fit the green tips. So it's all just made to fit, but these are the sizes that worked last time. So I'll put that in there, I'll put that on there, then I know which one's which. That's the sliding fit, there it is. So there'll be spares and sit in the drawer ready for when we snap another one. Great, and on that happy note, it's more of the same. We're using this eBay delrin, happy days. I'm a goner.